It's pretty hard to imagine our world without alcohol. We use it to celebrate our biggest moments like toasting with champagne at a wedding, or sharing a special bottle of wine for an anniversary. It's there for the small moments too, a cold beer after a long day at work, or cocktails with friends on a Friday night. Alcohol has woven itself so deeply into the fabric of our social lives that not drinking can sometimes feel like you're missing out on a key part of the experience, a shared ritual that everyone else seems to understand. This substance is a strange paradox, isn't it? On one hand, it's associated with joy, relaxation, and connection. On the other hand, we know it's not exactly a health food. In fact, if alcohol were invented today, it would almost certainly be classified as a dangerous substance. Yet because it has been with us for thousands of years, we see it as normal. It's sold in grocery stores, advertised during sporting events, and celebrated in songs and movies. So what is actually happening inside your body when you take that first drink? Well, alcohol or ethanol is a very small molecule. That gets absorbed into your bloodstream incredibly fast, mostly through your stomach and small intestine. From there it travels everywhere, including your brain. Your liver is your body's main detoxification center and it works hard to break down the alcohol, but it can only process a certain amount at a time, about one standard drink per hour. Once in the brain, alcohol gets to work messing with your neurotransmitters, which are the chemical messengers that your brain cells use to communicate. It primarily boosts a neurotransmitter called GABA. Think of it like pressing the brakes on your brain activity. This is what causes that feeling of relaxation and sedation. It slows everything down, which can feel really good if you're stressed or anxious. At the same time, it dials down the activity in your prefrontal cortex, the part of your brain responsible for decision-making and self-control. This is why people become more disinhibited when they drink. That little voice in your head that tells you, maybe don't say that out loud, gets quieter. This loss of inhibition is a huge part of alcohol's appeal as a social lubricant. Suddenly, striking up a conversation with a stranger doesn't seem so daunting. While a single night of drinking might just lead to a hangover, making it a regular habit starts to take a serious toll on your body over time. When your liver breaks down alcohol, it produces a compound called acetaldehyde, which is even more toxic than alcohol itself. This substance is a known carcinogen and can damage your DNA, cells, and tissues throughout your body. Let's start with the brain. Chronic alcohol use can actually cause your brain to shrink. It damages neurons and disrupts the pathways that different parts of your brain use to communicate. This can lead to problems with memory, slower thinking, and a reduced ability to learn new things. The risk is especially high for young people, whose brains are still developing until their mid-20s. Then there's cancer. Many people know about the link between smoking and lung cancer, but fewer are aware that alcohol is a major cause of at least 7 different types of cancer. The risk starts to increase with even moderate drinking, less than 1 glass of wine per day. Your liver is on the front lines, and constant exposure to alcohol can lead to fatty liver disease, inflammation, and eventually cirrhosis, where the liver tissue is replaced by scar tissue. One of the most tragic things about alcohol is that its harm isn't confined to the person who is drinking. The consequences ripple outward. When someone gets behind the wheel of a car after drinking, they are not just risking their own life. Every year, hundreds of thousands of people are killed in alcohol-related car crashes, and more than half of those victims were not the ones drinking. They were just in the wrong place at the wrong time. Beyond traffic accidents, alcohol is a huge contributor to violence. Statistics from around the world consistently show that alcohol is involved in about half of all violent crimes. A disagreement at a bar can escalate into a physical fight. A conflict at home can turn violent. The victims of that violence carry the physical and emotional scars. The impact on families is particularly devastating. Living with someone who has an alcohol use disorder can create an environment of constant stress and fear. There is also a condition called fetal alcohol spectrum disorder, which occurs when a person drinks during pregnancy, causing devastating and lifelong physical, behavioral, and intellectual disabilities in their child. These children are the most innocent bystanders of all. When you add it all up, the societal cost is immense. It strains our healthcare systems, our justice systems, and our communities. So if alcohol is so dangerous, why is it still so popular? We've made a sort of pact with it. For thousands of years, it has offered a simple, if flawed, solution to connecting with each other. But an interesting thing is happening right now. That pact seems to be changing, especially among younger generations. Gen Z is drinking far less than their parents and grandparents did. In many Western countries, rates of youth drinking and binge drinking have fallen dramatically in recent decades. This is a huge public health victory. However, this decline in drinking has coincided with another trend, a rise in loneliness and mental health challenges among young people. People are spending less time hanging out with their friends in person, going to fewer parties, and reporting higher levels of social anxiety. If we are giving up one of our oldest social tools, what are we replacing it with? The good news is that there are countless ways to build confidence and form meaningful relationships that don't involve a poisonous crutch. This could mean joining a sports team, a book club, or a hiking group. These activities build connections based on genuine shared interests rather than chemically induced disinhibition. As we move away from alcohol-centric socializing, we have an opportunity to build a culture of connection that is healthier, more authentic, and ultimately, more fulfilling.